Hello friends and welcome to My Hobby Home. My name is Kathy. Thank you for joining me today. We are doing our Saturday sew along today. It is the new one. This is going to be a Smash the Stash, a Christmas in July, and a Saturday sew along all in one. So as you know, this was pre-recorded. I look the same as yesterday because these were recorded the same day. This pattern is called the Woodruff quilt. It is written by Nicola Dodd and for Moda Bake Shop. I do have a link down in the description for this pattern if you are interested in joining us. This is going to be a really easy quilt, I'm pretty certain. What it calls for. Now, this is just written instructions on how to do this quilt, so I'm going to tell you what I have done. It calls for 2 charm packs. What I did was I had a layer cake. I cut 2 charms out of it, but I did take my white background fabrics out of this because I did not want it to clash with my background fabrics. These are my backgrounds, and this was one of the fabrics that it called for, but I did not read the pattern very well. Since I was not using any of the light colored background out of the charm pack, it shorted me for this one, and it actually says you would need like 1.25 yards. I only got 1 yard, but I had another Sweetwater line in a box back here, the Christmas card, and I was able to pull a few of the cream colors out of it, and I just made myself, and I had to get another random charm pack and get a cream out of it as well to have enough. So what I'm going to do, well anyway, these are my charm square. This is my charms packs that I have. These are my backgrounds. And then, let's see, what did it call this? Well, this is, it says neutral fabric. So this is kind of part of my charms because it's going to be part of the squares. And this is actually my background. It is the gray prisms for the On Dasher. So guys, this On Dasher, of course it came out last year. Beautiful line. This is going to be my backing. I love this line. I mean, I really love this line. I got this last year and I was like, I'm really waiting on just the right pattern. And then I saw this. I had a subscriber tell me about this pattern for a different layer cake that I had. And I'm like, no, this is going to be beautiful as a Christmas layer cake. I mean, a Christmas quilt. So, let's see. I'm going to get right on into piecing. The instructions do tell you how to cut your neutral fabrics. This is my neutral, and it tells you how to cut your background fabrics. And guys, I'm going to tell you, this Stripology ruler, when you're cutting things like this, this is your best friend. It helped me out tremendously cutting these. So if you have one, this is a good time to use it. So let's see how to piece. We're going to take a print square and a neutral square, right sides together. Now I will say on the Christmas card, the white on that is white. It's not a cream. But we're going to make it work. Both of the lines are by Sweetwater, which I love their stuff. I really love their stuff. So we're just going to get it under the needle here. I need to see how many I need to do, and that way I can count out how many I need to do. we're going to make 64 of these. So give me a second. Let me make sure I have 64 and we will get started. Okay, I do have the 64. I'm just making sure because when I have to go cutting from other places, sometimes I get too many. But we are perfect. So what we're going to try to do is get us an hour in on this Saturday. We're going to see how far we can get with making our charm square blocks. And what it is, all of these is just taking a charm square and putting right sides together with another charm square and sewing it together on one side. That is the instructions. Put a print with a neutral and sew on one side. And then we will press once we get this sewn. I'm hoping that in this 1 hour session today, we can get all of our 64 charm square stacks done. If the fabric will let me pick it up. It's not letting me pick it up right now. So I did grab the black out of the Christmas card. I believe that's what it was called. Because the On Dasher I don't believe had black. I know it had gray. I really like the gray. I would have liked to have had more of the gray, but I don't think I had enough to get the full amount of squares that I needed, and I would have still had to have pulled from another one. So I was like, well, let's just get all of these. Maybe that'll be okay. I mean, I may be regretting my decision with the black in it, but I think that'll make it a nice vintagey looking quilt. And that's kind of what I'm going for. That's why I chose the background fabric that I did, because I really liked it for a vintage looking fabric. So what are you doing your Woodruff in? I never did put a final photo out there of the color base throw. I will try to do that tonight. I will try to remember that. I do still need to put I'm making sure that I've got these turned right. Oh, is that one backwards? I think that one is. I've got to check to make sure I'm putting them right sides together. That one's not right sides together, because it's a cream on cream, and that makes it pretty difficult to see. So I'll just lay that over here. Okay, well, those were good. And that one's good. I'll just lay those out of the way, make sure I'm right now. So, because this cream on cream is kind of like a white on white, it is hard to see, but we're going with it. As long as I can remember to turn it the right direction. And we all know my memory is not the best, but we'll go with it. I'm really happy to have, I've done a lot today. I had a lot of things I wanted to get done today, and it is in the evening time. And I got up kind of early today and got everything tended to kind of early on today that I needed to. My husband and I ended up doing lunch in town. And then we came, and we had lunch probably about, it was after 12. But after we had lunch, we came on back in, because now I have things around the house that I have to finish. And so I'm just doing a little sewing, and these just, I don't understand why these, I'm wondering if my charm packs are a full 5 inches, because the others are just a little bit bigger. So I need to trim off, that's what I need to do. I need to trim off a charm square here. That's what happens when you cut them off of a layer cake. You have one side that's bigger than the other side. Now my thread keeps breaking. I am at a complete loss here as to what is happening. Let me investigate. Okay, well, when all else fails, just rethread your machine. I oiled it, which I know that's not what was causing it, but I was checking the bobbin, and I figured while I was in there, I would clean it out a little bit and oil it. I checked the bobbin. It all seemed good. So, who knows what's going on? Who knows? I don't know what's going on. So, just telling you that. But when doing this, you can use a layer cake. But I'm just going to tell you, I wouldn't advise it. Because you have two different sizes. Because a 10-inch square, I had one that was 9.5 inches. Out of the Christmas card pack. It was cut at 9.5 inches. So it wasn't even 10 inches. So go on and get your charm pack instead of, see, like this one right here. You got that white there and you got the red there. So these were cut off of a layer cake. So what I'm going to try to do is line them up. And this takes a lot of time that I don't have. So I'm going to line them up though at that 5 inches. And I'm just going to tell y'all, I won't use a layer cake again. I'm not going to advise it. You can use a layer cake if you want to. But just know you're going to be trimming your blocks down. Because it's not a full 1/4 of an inch, but it's enough to make a difference. It's not a sliver. It's enough to make a difference. So maybe what I'll do is just go on and sew these together and then trim my blocks down, because I know I'm going to have to put them together, and I'll trim my blocks down. I'm not going to do this to every one that I do. I don't have that kind of time, and I'm sure neither do you. Neither do you. But I'm thinking my my thread is very sensitive. I mean, I did oil my machine again, and it very well could be that. I don't know. I doubt it. But hey, stranger things have happened, haven't they? And with all that craziness going on with my thread, it has put us here for 23 minutes. And guys, I know I have not sewn no 23 minutes. I am having time wasters today, and I don't like that. But I'm just steadily just grabbing a fabric. Now see, these are from Christmas card, and this one is from Christmas card. It's a white with like plus signs on it. I was really hoping to at least get all 64 of these sewn, but I'll have to press them as well once they get sewn. So today what we may be doing is just sewing our 64 charms together, our 64 charms to our 64 neutrals, and then we will press them out afterwards. And if you are one of my original subscribers, viewers, watchers, you know how much I absolutely love Christmas fabric. I love Christmas fabric. So I foresee myself buying more Christmas fabric, even though I do have one of my project bins slam full of Christmas fabric. It's got a lot of the Red Barn, and they're both Sweetwater, Red Barn and Christmas card in it. And I just love Christmas quilts though. I need to make sure to have enough Christmas quilts so when I'm no longer dirt side, or this side of the dirt, my kids and my grandbabies have a Christmas quilt. And I like making Christmas quilts so much that may be about all I have is Christmas quilts. Because I do love Christmas fabrics. They're just traditional, homey fabrics to me. I love the greens and the reds. I'm not much of a blue. I think I did take the blue out. No, I didn't take the blue out of the stack. Thought I might have taken the blue out of the stack, but I didn't. That's okay. I am mainly a red and green Christmas type of person, you know, and silver and gold. But that's just, I guess, what I grew up with. We didn't have any of these designer Christmas trees and stuff that people have now. We went to the woods and picked our own Christmas tree and cut it down and put it up, and we made popcorn tinsel to hang on a tree outside for the birds. We made construction paper chains and hung on our trees, and we had all the little ornaments that we made in school that we put on the tree, and my aunt painted, and we had ornaments that my aunt had painted, I guess, and given to our parents, you know. So we didn't have, like I said, we didn't have decorator trees. We didn't have themed trees, and I do most of mine in reds and golds. I have some ornaments I put in it, but normally it's just the baubles on there. I have some that hang down that look like droopy ornaments and stuff, you know. It's just different shaped baubles. Now, I like the mercury glass also, but, you know, now that I got grandbabies, I can't put that out because the mercury glass ornaments that I have are real mercury glass. They're real glass. So, I got to have my dream Christmas tree for a couple years before I had grandbabies. Because when I empty nested and my son was overseas, I think I put my Christmas tree up 2 days before Christmas. And I know, like, my grandmother, my mama and my granddaddy, they put well, they had to be careful putting a Christmas tree up because my granddaddy had emphysema real bad, and he had a hard time with live trees. You know, way back then, you didn't buy trees. But my grandmother, she always had a little, I don't know what kind of tree it was. Those little trees that they have at Walmart that they put the little bitty balls on that's in flower pots. Them little trees. She had one of those for years. She could keep anything alive. I had it like a year after she passed and it died. I couldn't keep it alive. I wish I had a green thumb, but I don't. I like to try though. I keep trying. I don't stop because something doesn't make it. I keep trying. Y'all, this fabric, this neutral fabric, it was all wonky off the bolt. So when I cut it, it's all crazy shaped. I should have pressed it, but it was such a large piece to press, I didn't. And after I cut it, I was like, absolutely not. I don't care how big the piece is. All the other fabric I actually pressed before I cut it. Even though I was like, I'm on a time constraint. I need to get these done. And this is the one thing that I definitely wanted to get done for you guys was our Saturday sew-along. I will be good for next Saturday sew-along. But I imagine I'm probably not going to sew for a couple days. But I have gotten a lot done. Y'all will see that Monday on my updates. I'm thinking about bringing my updates to Sunday evening. But for me, Monday has really worked out really well. But I don't know, that's a thought. I've been thinking about doing that. You know, to have a weekend review on a Monday as to what happened the prior week. Because the only thing I record on Sundays is that updates. And it is normally after time. Oops, hold on. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I had to take a phone call from my insurance company. Well, not my insurance company. From the surgical hospital. And they were letting me know I was going to owe more money. Ain't that about right? You know, you have to take those calls when they come in. She was just letting me know, checking to make sure I knew about. I had a copay I needed to make. And I told her, I said, they told me I didn't have another fee. I said, because I asked that when I was told it was going to be at another location. And I told her, I said, I've already met my deductible. And I was told that after I met my deductible, I was 100% covered. And then she was like, no, ma'am, you've got to spend $7,000 out of pocket for everything to be covered 100%. And I was like, no. It's not $7,000 because she's like, well, that's what it is for the family plan. I'm like, I don't have the family plan. I have the employee plus children plan. And that's not the family. There is a family plan, but I don't have that one. Things are looking kind of strange on my screen here, so I didn't know if my camera had gotten dirty or if my light was turned the wrong way or we are looking at, we were at about 40 minutes when the phone call came in. So we are getting close to our hour. I think it would be safe to say we've got about 20 minutes. Actually about 15 minutes, not 20 minutes. But I think we can do it. I think I can. But my goal today, just to get these 64 charm squares sewn together. I hope to get them pressed as well. And this is almost like, looks like a disappearing 4-patch, maybe? Kind of? Maybe not. I don't think I've tried that disappearing 9-patch either. I know I've done a disappearing 4-patch, but I think I want to do that disappearing 9-patch as well. Y'all, I'm feeling like I have more of my print charms than I do of my neutral charms. My husband's gonna love that one, that phone call. Because we had a discussion about it, and I even told him, I said, I asked her and she told me everything since I met my deductible was taken care of. I don't know, I might not have been so nice either to that lady, and I apologize before I got off the phone. I said, I'm so sorry. I said, that just blindsided me, because I had asked several times, you know, if there would be a fee for the facility or, you know, anything else, and I kept getting told no. I think I have too many. I'm going to turn this over and start doing some of the grays, because I think I have too many. If that was the case, I didn't need to get all those blacks, and I could have just done this line. But I got a lot of reds and greens. And these are blues. I want the grays for sure, because I think the grays just add a vintage touch to it. I might have planned on not doing the blues, but I can tell that I'm going to have to lay it out somewhere to see how I want to piece these together. Okay, yeah, I only have 2 more. Let's see what colors we got here. We got a pretty plaid. I'll use that plaid with the last one, because it looks like I'm down to 2 pieces, which this will be fine, because I will be able to put these charm squares in the box that has the rest of my Sweetwater Christmas in it. And I will definitely use them for something else. I think since I turned this one the wrong way, this is not one of the colors of the line, so I have to take this apart anyway. So I'm just going to take it apart and use one of the colors for this line in it. Okay, so instead of using the black, what color do I want to use? I can use gray. I can use red, polka dot. I could use a blue. I think I'm going to use the gray. So let's make sure we have this on the right side. Oh, I got 2. Let's see. Oh, I don't need that one. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is just take these apart. I need to get these pieces together so they can go back in the box, not this box. But now what we are going to do, oh, I've got to find my thing here, is trim these apart, and then we will press them. I need to get them all over here so we can get them apart. So guys, I will be right back. Well, yeah, I now have all of these trimmed apart. What I need to do now is press them out. And I think what I'm going to do before I press them out is I'm going to take the squares and square them up to where they are the size they should be. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate each and every one of you stopping by to see what I have going on. Give me a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please do. Feel free to leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye guys.